Hi, everybody. I'm Edie Gardner. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and CPA, and I work with the most responsible people in the world. This is day two of my video bucket list to create a video as often as I can, which is very, very painful for me because I suffer from perfectionism. And you don't even want to know how many takes I've already done on this video, but I'm supposed to do this imperfectly. I'm supposed to walk the talk of just getting content out there so that we can show responsibles how it's done and where we're not shrinking from our own sense of responsibility. Um, let's see, where do I even begin? I'm outside. I'm outside in our home in the upper deck of up second story of our patio that's outside in the front yard. So you're gonna hear lots of cars and everything. Like I said, this is done imperfectly. Um, but I am here to talk about responsible people and to give you a little idea of how responsibles can learn to benefit themselves from their own sense of responsibility and to ease their burden. So I want to start with the story. I have an RV. I've had an RV for last 10 years. My husband desperately wanted to go to Antarctica, and I desperately did not want to go to Antarctica. And so we made a deal that if I actually agreed to go and actually did the trip to Antarctica, that I would get an RV out of that. And so I did. I got an RV. I'm not going to lie to you. My RV is a 1992 four wins at 1992. That's a long time ago. Only has 54,000 miles on it though, but she needs some cosmetic work. She really does. However, I would have the most tricked out RV in the world. I mean, this would be legendary if I was paid $1 for every time somebody said to me, but I would feel guilty. But actually, I wouldn't really have a tricked out RV because I'd have to pay myself every time I did something or didn't do something in order to alleviate the possibility of future guilt. And let's just talk about that idea that we do things or don't do things in order to not feel guilty as the possibility of not feeling guilty in the future. First of all, responsible people don't know what it's like to not have some pervasive level of guilt running in their system at all times. They've habituated to that chronic guilt. I'm in the dissertation phase of my doctorate in clinical psychology. It's a real bucket list item for me. I'm doing it just for me, just for me. I'm not going to go on to be a psychologist by doing the hours and getting all the taking the tests and everything. I'd love to take the test, but I'm too old to do all the hours now. And but anyway, this is just for me. And right now I'm in the literature review phase of this doctorate. And my doctorate is, well, the title of it is Inflated Sense of Responsibility is a Psychological Risk for Caregivers. And so I'm studying all about caregivers and an inflated sense of responsibility for everything and everyone. And in this lit review right now, my topic is that I'm doing, setting all the research on is on chronic guilt. Also, shame is in the next part. And so it just was a fascinating research that I found today. In 2023, science researchers wrote an article on their study of studying guilt and OCD symptoms and the association between the two. And they broke down guilt into the fear of guilt. And this is so relevant to my topic of caregivers and chronic guilt because so many times caregivers do things for their loved ones or for their clients or patients in order to feel good about themselves in the future and to prevent them from feeling guilty in the future. That's not in their best interest because it doesn't have what the caregiver need or their patient or loved one needs at the forefront of their intentions. It's just to make sure they try not to feel less guilty. And when we really unpack that idea of trying to alleviate future guilt, so I hope I won't feel guilty later, so I'm going to do this so I won't feel guilty later. Um, what would more guilt look like in your system? How different would that be than already this pervasive level of guilt that exists in our systems? So I want you to start thinking about that there's a possibility that there's another way. If you think you might meet the criteria for what I call being a responsible, um, take a look at yourself, how much you think maybe some stress chemicals are running through your body, kind of at all times. And you've just kind of gotten used to that. So I'm Edie Gardner. I'm going to be here, if you like it or not, more and more because I'm trying to get over this hump of feeling more comfortable about educating people about the pain that people with OCD suffer from and the pain of responsibles and how we suffer. So, see you soon. I hope this helped a little bit and take care.